Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the DOYO Live Daily. I am Michael Ponticus, Creative Director of DOYO Live, and also owner-operator of Socket Knob Design, as well as a professor here at Youngstown State University. Today's topic is brought to you by the letter I for image size. One of the things that we have a problem with when we're dealing with images, especially last year when we were getting people's profile pictures to put onto the website and then put into the magazine and the program that we had, was image size and resolution. Now, a lot of times when we're dealing with social media and getting our images and what we have to do with them, we're taking them on our phones and we're just uploading them wherever we want to put them, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And there's a lot of things that go into that. A lot of times too, when we want to reprint these images, of course, if we go to a digital printer or if we go to Walmart, we get them printed up and they look really nice. But when you're looking for those real professional images that you want to put up on your Facebook header or on your Twitter header or your profile picture, you have to take into some consideration as far as the size. So the first one, again, I'm talking about pixels. I'm talking about what we talk about when we're dealing with images. There's two kinds of images that you're going to be dealing with. Well, actually three, or a few other ones too, but I'm strictly dealing with what we're going to use on the digital side of it. Now, the first one for Facebook. So you got your nice little header that you see at the top there, right? Now, there's a couple of different sizes because we have to take into account a lot of people are going to be looking at well, my phone is right here, on their phone, depending on the size, or on a tablet or the laptop, or even at their desktop. So the minimum size that you're going to use for your Facebook header is actually 851 pixels by 315. So 815 across the top, 315 down. Now, if you're working with Photoshop or anything like that, they have that where you can adjust the size of it. I tend to usually use it a little bit bigger. I double that so that when I put up there, it might be a little bit bigger, but the resolution might be a little bit better too. And also, it all depends on the file format. Now, you could save it out in other different applications as well. JPEG is one thing, which stands for Joint Photographic Expert Group, and PNG, which is Portable Network Graphics. Now, PNG does not have a lot of image loss when it compresses and goes up online. I'm not going to get too technical, but they look better. And if you're working with text, it's going to look better too. Again, so 851 by 315 high. So that's for Facebook. And of course, your cover photo, again, that one would be about 640 by 360. Now the cover photo, that size I just gave you, is more for mobile. So again, you have to be careful because you want to make sure that everything looks the same. If you've noticed, sometimes on your personal cover photo, it looks nice, and then when you look on your phone, it gets a little bit off. So again, take those into consideration. And your profile photo is probably going to be about 160 by 160 on the pixel size. Again, if you have any questions, just ask them down there and in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I'm done with all this. Of course, the next one we're going to go to, right? Twitter. Ooh, Twitter. Now, this one they could use a little bit bigger. Now, again, you have to look at how everything is going to be set up, right? So, I'm looking at you right now. So you got your header up here and what you're going to be doing for Twitter, right? So when that one, what you're going to be doing is that's 1500 pixels wide by 500 pixels high. Now, they have a limit of 10 meg on the size of the image, so you can get a pretty high resolution picture on that. But you have to be careful, again, when you're moving it to mobile and how it's going to look. So you want to try and make sure the picture you have isn't going to get cut off on the sides or anything else. That way you don't lose anything. And try not to get a picture that's going to be too right up in front, in somebody's face. If you've looked at your pictures that you've put on there, you're like, ooh, I had that problem too. I still do sometimes. So it's getting the right proportions to whatever dimensions that each social media platform that you're going to be using is the right one. And it'll help, on the road, down the road too, because then you could set something up and exactly, and have that template So when you drop all your images in that, whether you're using Photoshop, whether you're using, website companies like Canva or anything like that, you have it ready to go from there. So last one that I'm going to talk about a little bit today. Scrolling down here on my list of things to do. Hope everybody's having a good, staying safe, staying warm, since it's pretty cold out there. Well, where'd it go? Nope, that's LinkedIn. We'll get to that another day. Instagram. Now, Instagram is a little bit in itself, its own little beast, because you can actually use those images as well when you, of course, share them to Facebook or anything else. And usually a lot of times too, like if you're promoting something or an ad that you want to do on Facebook and you set it up as a square, where you've got, depending on the pixels that you're going to use, or 1:1 ratio. The normal size for when you're taking a picture through Instagram is about 1936 pixels by 1936 pixels. That's going to give you a nice resolution with that. So you can actually save that out and then use that same image as a kind of like an advertisement or its own kind of like post if you want to in Facebook, and you'll have a nice little image where everything is going to be seen, not only on desktop but also on mobile. I was doing that for a client, and everything had to be the same and had to look the same, and we wanted to do that because, again, if you don't have that consistency with your images throughout all your platforms, whether it's digital or print, as Dennis was talking about yesterday about the postcard with with the DOYO Live and getting that all out there, it's like you have to make sure everything looks consistent, and you always want to try and use high resolution pictures. A lot of times we tend to get a little cheap and try and go outside of that and go online and try and find free images. Well, just remember, you have to be careful with that. Just because you search high res photos of Mount Rushmore, somebody else took that picture, and you have to look at the copyright on that so you don't get in trouble. There are places like unsplash.com where they are all in the Creative Commons, where you can actually use them for free for commercial jobs, for private. They just sometimes ask that you give the photographer a little bit of credit because it's a great place. Unsplash.com. Go check it out. That's all I've got for tonight, and hope everybody stays warm, and I will talk to you guys next week.